Alright, hello and welcome to our fourth, technically fifth workshop. What's up?
Did you ever figure out how to get the collaborators working?
On mine? No. They worked on his though, so hopefully. Yeah, good point. They might not work since this is a copy of that file. Also, holy shit, Master Chief, what the hell? There's like 2 scripts.
Can you compile and stuff? But yeah, so like after class I came back to the game lab yesterday. And no, it wasn't after class, it was before class. And then someone's having a problem where like
It does not. We'll figure that out.
there's like layers and stuff.
Also, the sharpness setting on this TV is killing me.
Yeah, so someone was having like this problem where like they were trying to use the tile map palette, and for some reason it wasn't working. And then I was like, okay, let me go to my computer and try to see what's going on. Because I've never seen this problem before. And then right when I went back to the computer, like, oh, it's working now. Try like just removing all the components and putting them back on.
Okay. Or actually, here, I can reset it.
Right, so that should be their number one priority, and then our secondary priority should be delivering to your phone number, you know, as far as like the features of the site.
Go to the tile. Try this
Haha, this one doesn't have that package yet. That could be part of it. Do you want to go through and show them how to get the project to like a decent state?
So that's basically what you
Copy paste the assets folder and put it in 2D, etc.
You open the scene file over there. Yeah, and you just go into the sample scene.
This art style reminds me of.
They already, are they supposed to have that already in there?
This scene is called, it's not the sample scene, it's something else.
No.
No.
Oh yeah,
The way that when you simplify it,
where you copy the, so you
staring contest.
go back to like the,
It's weird when you see the whole thing because you realize they have now.
just copy the content.
I think what we have right now, so after talking with the programming team,
Yeah.
they're gonna start that's essentially.
So not inside the player.
That's the one when finish copying putting up a certain amount and you get to the green zone.
In the assets, not the
So
server.
those are really easy. Probably we can find the same place also. So we sort of decided that I use it as like put it placeholder or you can just like.
He's probably just messing around because they can't do anything else on their computer.
Because right now we're building business, but we're also building a software system that supports so
Yeah.
so what I would say
Just delete it.
is first. So like what would the what I was thinking is
No, it's not.
you
Okay, just
get this sort of like we have
try like just deleting the entire object and making a new tile map.
I think
Or is that what you did?
I don't think so, no, but. Huh, how weird. Static rigid body. Parent doesn't have one.
No, the grid is just
Well,
like
you should
defined.
I think you like a lot.
I think it might be the sprite.
That might be.
Dude, I feel like I'm a flake now because I've been like saying like, oh, I'm gonna do it and then I don't go. I feel like I've been a flake because I'm like, I'm gonna go to the taco and then it's I somehow like can't go. It's like, shit.
That's the deck.
Yeah, I had one last Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I should start doing more of them for the weekend. But it's just
Anyway, do we have like paint?
following a weekend, you
on this
know?
thing?
We should.
That's the only time we get one.
Do you want to try and give him like a conceptual explanation of
Have
Unity?
one next Thursday.
Like,
Yeah, for NGE. Oh wait,
Object,
Like,
game objects, components, general idea.
okay, so, nope. So if you look in your, should I like, okay,
So
if you look in your C, you'll notice that there are two things in there, the main camera and directional light.
oh, no, this one's real funny.
In the hierarchy, find versus hierarchy, and you'll notice there's two things there. Those are called game objects.
So it's
They're like a thing that contains components. So if you look, after you click on one, if you look on the right side, you'll see that they each have some components. Most of them have one called transform. The main camera has one called camera and audio listed in there, and directional light has like directional light. It's just called light.
The demons of the people. Also,
So
I
components.
I
Okay, this
just
is
farmed in the Reaper.
components. Just are like the properties of
Also,
game objects, and they also tell them how they should act and what they should do. So every single game object has a component called transform, and that describes its position, its rotation, and its scale.
Oh, okay.
So like, if you,
Right, exactly. You can't just be but that would be essentially.
if you change any of the numbers, you'll notice that the object will start moving around in like the transform. And if you change rotation, you'll notice that it rotates and stuff. Though you might not want to like move the main camera in the directional
So
light.
as far as like the outputs of the puzzle, like that's why like
Did you make a 3D game or a 2D
but
game?
also
Because it makes a 3D one by default.
I think we did a 3D one by default, but you just click 2D.
But
Under
also-
the tabs, you'll notice there's something that says 2D. If you click on it, it changes to a 2D. Go into the 2D mode, and if you right click the left or the area with the game objects, you can click create empty. And that is how you create more game objects. And if you notice that it only has one component called transform. If you click add component, you can add more things to it. So find one called sprite renderer. You can use those search.
instead of leaning forward.
Okay. And a sprite renderer is a component that makes an object act like an image. And in order to do that, you need to set a sprite to it. Do you have any sprites? Okay, well, see where it says sprite and there's like a circle to the right of it? If you click on that, then you just choose one of those. Guide to work.
Yeah, let me see if it was the composite collator that did it, because I did two things.
Not Persona games that I thought it was
So if you zoom in,
Okay,
zoom in, you should be.
it was the sprite.
Another channel dedicated to.
The ones that we provide are like pretty small.
This is all I sent.
Oh, you're looking
This
at that
is-
one.
This is just my chat with another friend.
Yeah, that's the basics of game objects and components.
Why does it,
But also this is the best.
limit us to use only
I don't know.
Like-
Something this is based on top-down. I don't think that it's a top-down game. I think it poses that it does this stuff. So I think that the challenge is like to do that.
is to do.
Okay, are you ready now?
Convey detail.
Alright, yeah, you give him your kind of spiel,
In a top-down.
little explanation. Okay,
So
so
that's-
in order to make collision work, you're gonna have to open paint,
everything is centered on.
or an equivalent thing where you can draw 4 white pixels.
And if we're not gonna
Well, it has to be 4 white pixels.
Yeah, just having a single white pixel actually doesn't work.
Because it's like a weird.
I think it has to be like at least 2 by 2.
Okay, well, you don't know how to there's a resize button which you can make new trace class like 2x2.
So do you have something that can do that?
I think.
Yeah.
Don't get into 2 minutes.
And then just
I
save that
will
as
work on it, cause just because
something.
that,
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm gonna make some hardware, might as well make it.
you have a browser version?
Oh, okay, you can download it. This is not one
No, no, fuck it. Look at Paint Online.
Oh,
That was one of the things.
So if you can block out everything, so kind of like how you've done with the shape here, get the general shape out. Like we're putting the general shapes don't
I was in similar and see,
Just do it such that you can get a
classic MP.
After you saved it, go to open like your file explorer
Edit view in
and
one of those.
try to
see if they
We just want to make it
go to where you saved it.
4 pixels or 2x2.
And then drag it into your Unity thing. Yeah. Into the
I'll work on the, houses real quick, I'll let you know how it looks, if there's like that. Or,
the houses.
okay, so it's
Then
a,
we can put a light source inside and have a light source.
oh, okay, so, like a jack-o'-lantern?
Yes, exactly, because it is a house. So at nighttime, you just in the game, put those light sources in these buildings.
Like, do you want me to get rid of the glasses?
size?
Yes, make them.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
If you.
They're all
4x4.
okay. So, I'll have to, like, color them on my.
Right.
Cool.
Which is why
Save that, download it,
creating a
put it in
really
the project.
simplistic house style.
If you want to make things quick, you could save it over the 1w.png.
But if
that's in the
you-
project.
Just building like you would build in Minecraft, right? Like build a shell.
But wouldn't it be too hard for us to see if it's just a top-down image?
No, because the light will be split.
I see you're adding force in update instead of fixed update.
Yeah, that's fine if it's an input.
And then it'll be playing off.
Fixed update isn't synchronous with inputs, so you could get weird shit.
Yes. But neither is like force calculations and stuff.
It's fine if it's an impulse. If it's a continuous force and you're adding it every frame, then it'd be kind of a problem. But an impulse should happen once no matter what.
Usually when I do this, it's
So what do
like,
you have for your dragon?
Yeah.
So you got your paint file? in?
Yeah.
So okay. So right now you have this 1w.png. This is kind of the base for this tile map that's already in there. If you don't see this, by the way, double click this. These are scenes. In Unity, that's just how it kind of saves like a level, for example, or a world. So you just double click those to open it. And then you should see, yeah, like that.
Maybe I'll get you some more reference images. I like the curve at the end. Yeah. I think that's like
So in this, you have like a tile map of some kind. Hello. We were showing what we did yesterday. And then within that, you can see it's kind of got this, well, it's got the one white as the thing that's kind of being painted as tiles. We just want to replace that one white with the new one that you put in. So if you went into like File Explorer, you could like delete the old one white and rename the one you put in to 1W, and that would just do it. You're just kind of doing a hotspot because this one has stupid physics. It's only 1 pixel.
But you can't see what I'm going.
Raining a lot yesterday.
Everybody okay?
Transfer from please.
Yeah.
Well, they'll figure it out.
Well, they're gonna like have to change the tile map.
No, just rename the file. That way it swaps it out.
Well, rename
So open it up in the file export. So like right click assets. So four.
Yeah.
So not as
Assets. Delete one.png.
so it's pretty
Corrupted memory blocks.
I mean, like,
2 months.
And rename something to one delete.
so it's not gonna be too big of a
And also, I was thinking about I should get rid of this.
Does
And
it
if
have
any
mechanical hard drive?
Everything
word,
is
no
one
one's
space.
making this is
We'll
like-
figure out why
it's
in 1 second.
The web edition, actually the web edition should be.
Click on it. Click on the link.
Just because mechanical hard drive are
yeah,
horrible at
it's not
it.
the pretty sure, but I showed one notes on your app.
Oh, yeah, 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 I got busy, yeah.
One pixel per unit. So we create in 1.4, so we have
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it too?
Yeah.
I did. Some people did do something for.
I was on right
I
there.
mean, it's interesting
Like,
because
fishing my ass
it's
right up.
You love that?
Flash.
I always get elevator. That's cool.
As long as we're there, finishing my essay, I feel like we'll be running like subject line on Discord.
Oh, it is. I was captured by it. Yeah.
So that's forever.
It's
Trying to convert it from Google
Is
to
hello
Microsoft Word.
I have no idea what's
Super
happening.
low.
Should we like just happen like just
But I would say, and I had again, like, and then go back to like 3.5.
Oh, hey.
Scott, you would have
I had to figure out how to get it back to the original state.
Oh, okay.
Which took me, because I wasn't
Oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
This would be like the fifth.
4x9. You want to make one that's 2x2 or 4x2?
I still, I forget. I still have
You know what, it's
like,
like
my
everything about the TikTok series
for
though.
LinkedIn. Like I have like 10 or something. I guess my freshman year I uploaded one there. Cause it's good credit.
But you're a professional.
Actually,
No, I'm not kidding. Yeah.
because I hate trackpad clicky buttons.
Here, hold on. Oh, okay.
I don't, because for me, like,
Oh,
the whole left and right,
That's cool.
it's like, feels really unreliable.
Yeah, I had a friend,
I'd rather have,
wanted to go
like,
here
physical
for
buttons like
CS,
that.
but
Oh, it's already there.
he got interested here with he got accepted for Molten College, so he's doing CS there now.
Click on that project.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, cause
Was he trying to do
CGS or just normal shit?
Unless you can change it.
Or another.
Are you sure that it saved it into the
Majors
project?
and
Oh, so like
Like go into Paint?
Like, I understand it's like a couple megabytes.
Close like it can't
Oh, okay.
text or something.
It's like my,
Oh,
like,
yeah, you don't need one.
my
for that,
what is
so-
it, or
that's pretty cool.
I don't know what it is.
have,
What do you use?
7.7
Dragon
No,
Ball
like a
project.
major.
Econ.
Yeah, much of my friends like.
No, that's the one that's already there.
Like say that out, so we and it's just well, like C in general, so it would be cool there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have,
But you have a Switch, right? It's pretty cool. You play, you only play Smash or do you have other games too?
I have. I don't have like party games. I have like cards and I have like Smash.
Oh, yeah, I remember great too, yeah. Oh, do you play Monster Hunter? Or?
I do on PC and PS4.
Oh, okay, it's pretty fun, it's so addictive
Do
though,
one
yeah.
thing when you came on this
I was
project.
waiting to get born, but then I realized I was born
Yeah, but it loaded.
after we started the quarter, so I was
Oh,
like.
yeah, that's.
So I was like,
I think it might be
Yeah,
because when you're talking about
If you ever get Generations, it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's just like a lot of, cause it's more like core game.
It used to be good,
Cause WoW is easier, or at least different. Cause like, damn, that game like whipped your ass. There's G-Rank too, so it's like even better. Like I was fighting just Dragon last night.
Yeah.
Like, cause people, a guy
It's already
has
working.
higher HR than I did.
Okay.
And then like I did, that's finesse.
So,
I'm surprised we actually captured scans.
over here, if you go and you see we have a guy named Mario. I'm gonna quickly go over yeah, in general, what these kind of are. The sprite renderer, we have a red box. This is the old one that was just a couple pixels. I just colored it red with the color field under it. You can see there's like some other properties in here. None of them are really important right now. A box collider is what it sounds like. If you have a box collider, they won't overlap, or at least they'll try not to.
A box collider basically sets the hitbox of the object.
And then a rigid body is kind of like a big complicated component that simulates physics. It needs, you know, a shape to exist on it, a box collider, but other than that,
Any collider.
yeah. So if we hit play right now, what should happen is your red box starts, falls, and lands on the tile map.
One more thing. There's two different kinds of colliders and rigid bodies, 2D and 3D. 2D ones will not interact with 3D ones, so make sure you don't mix them up.
Yeah, the 2D and 3D physics systems are completely different things. So hit play, whose works, whose does not.
Mine doesn't.
Does it like, what's happening with yours?
Oh, it just like, I don't know, this spaces out. Like, it just gets darker. I don't know.
That means it's still, no, you don't have the scene open.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Finish it. There, that means.
The drawers fall through.
Yeah.
Did you replace the sprite? Yeah, you did. Maybe just remove the composite collider then.
Okay. We're just.
No, stop playing it entirely.
Okay, so when you're in play mode and you like change some stuff here, after you exit it goes back to what it was before. So try removing this.
Yeah.
And it should work. Okay.
Cool, composite collider just being done. I guess it doesn't work well when stuff is super low res. Did you try it?
Yeah, it doesn't fall.
Cool. Okay. So let's go over here. You can see the last thing here is it says Jumpman script. So in the same way you can attach like a physics simulation to an object, you can also attach your own scripts and any sort of behavior you want to create. Just to cover how you would do that, you come down here to add component. That would be like whatever, some sort of name. This is going to create it in the root folder. You could also create it down there wherever you want.
If you right click, you should be able to, it'll say like C# script, or go to create and then go to C# script and it'll make one for you.
Yeah. So to cover the other way, so I would just click create and add here. We'd create a file, I'd open it, etc. I don't want to do that though because I don't need to. An alternative would be if, like, say for example this didn't have it to begin with. Like Conan said, you come over here, you right click down here, create C# script. There is a ton of shit you can create. I think I have only ever hit like maybe 4 or 5 of these in like 4 years of using Unity. So most of them are irrelevant. C# script, shader, scene, material, render texture, maybe. Yeah, that's about it.
If you use scriptable objects, you can also create them from the same menu file.
Yeah.
And folder.
So you'd click C# script. And then lastly, to put it on an object, you can just click and drag.
You can click it, drag it to the object on that side. You can drag it to the object in the hierarchy, or you can go to add component and search for it there.
Yep. Lots of different ways to do it. So if we double click this, depending on what your computer's editor is, we'll be able to open it and see what's in there. Everybody opened it? Cool. Okay. programming already. Let's kind of try and explain what this is doing. So don't worry about the colon mono behavior stuff right now. That just means it's one of the things that's going to get slapped on an object in Unity.
Okay,
So
when you create
let's
a C
see.
sharp
Hold up.
script,
I want to go over this first. So, like we've done before, we're creating public float type, straight up decimal number. Unity has things that it's looking for inside of these functions that, if they're there, it'll know that pattern and it'll call them. That's because of mono behavior. Mono behavior has a bunch of stuff that the engine expects that it can work with. So, for example, if I were to put like, well, to start with, start is something. The engine is going to call this when the scene starts. When the game starts playing, logic that's in everything start is going to run. That's true for the rigid body, that's true for the box slider, that's true for like the sprite render, anything that's in here has a start function, and it's going to run when the project starts. As the comments tell you, wise words, yes, it's called once per frame. And in here, all we're doing is getting our key down. So if we pressed a button, in this case, the space bar, we're going to get that component that's on the same object, the rigid body, the thing that simulates physics, and we're going to tell it to add a force, and that force is going to be a vector. So in this case, up times this, which I kind of loosely explain up here. And by doing that, when I hit spacebar, you get a force and you jump. So using that, let's try and get some sideways movement. Let's try to slide left and right. So anyone want to have a pitched idea at where we would start with that?
I guess we'd have another if that would be like the key code would be like an arrow instead of space.
Yeah, like what button?
I don't know, right or left.
Alright, let's do like the right arrow. Dot, and then if Master Chief is not ridiculously slow.
no, it's not gonna show you.
Oh, is it broken right now?
No, because VS Code doesn't like.
No, it does.
It usually doesn't.
If it doesn't, it's broken. That's bad.
Like it hasn't
so-
ever been.
Oh, that's terrible. So if you guys hit dot right there, you should see some stuff. That's also terrible. Oh, you know what? It's because you have to install. Wait, is this just straight Visual Studio?
I'm just gonna
Oh,
look
this
up.
is straight Visual Studio. Okay, well, since we don't have autocomplete, we're going to use simpler key codes, D instead of right. God, that is terrible though. If you don't have autocomplete on your computer, you should immediately figure out how to get it, because that is vital. And then, what force do you think we should be applying if we want to move to the right?
Right.
Yeah. And then that's kind of like a direction, but we don't exactly know how much. This is the default for jumping, but obviously we don't want to do that every single frame. Also, we'll try and go like another 2 or 3 minutes, just so that we can finish this. So we're gonna have like public, float, walk. And this is not exactly the speed, but it's gonna be something that we can set. We're gonna say walk times, actually no, we don't have to do time delta time because it's add force. And lastly, one tiny last thing, get key down only returns true on the frame you press the button. If you want it for every frame after that, we'll do get key. So now,
The default's at 0 though.
Oh, you're right. So I forgot to cover, when you make a public field in a thing, like we just did, it makes it so that you can edit that property in the editor. That is super duper useful. You're going to use that 1,000 billion times. I'm just gonna make this like 7. Oop. There we go. Did everyone manage to get that? Start debugging.
On this proposal, they know that like if you change variables in plain mode that it doesn't save. Maybe for the because that just happened.
The workshop's basically over. I want to read.
Alright. Do you mind if I send it or something?
Yes. Give me this. So did you ever manage to open the scene? Yeah, you have it open. Okay, so hit camera, and then click over here. Okay, just hit camera, then mouse over there, and then click that. There you go. And I don't see anything else.
Where do you change it?
Why not?
Where do you change it
Go to the grid.
Walk.
Oh.
So this is just my talent here. So let's see. We have. Yeah, that's fine. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, it did go.
Yeah, it should be inside.
Just take the top palette, we're gonna dock it somewhere.
Oh, D.
Over here. Why is it doing like that? That's why, it's not a spray, we want this to be a spray. And we want that to be two. Drag this over here.
Yeah, it has a lot of permissions. Thanks.
And now we have this guy, and he's too big, so we're gonna make him smaller.
So is right?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Just took a lot of
Why
render.
are we
And
missing?
now, okay,
A
select.
vector is not exactly a flow, but it has an x and y component. Vector 2.right is it's a vector that is 1, 0, so it's
Where actually is one?
1 unit to the right.
Yeah.
So if you multiply that by walk, then it becomes like, since walk is 7, it becomes 7, 0.
Always in the wrong place.
So it adds a force that is 7 units to the right.
Oh, that's
I
weird.
don't know why Maria's invisible.
Yeah. Alright, we can figure out next workshop. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a discussion a little bit. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say, thank you.
Did you guys manage to get it?
Yeah.
Cool. Congrats. Are you guys, is everyone going to the game jam this Friday? Go to it. Do your homework now and go to it.
It's a really good learning experience.
Also, it's fun.
And it's fun.
Sign up. There's like a ton of people and you meet lots of people.